Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel ICSE Java Made Easy. Myself Janvi Appala, and this video would be a very small video. It is just an extension to the previous video which I have made on Introduction to Java. This is gonna be somewhat things which I have missed out in the earlier or previous video. Now let's just get into the video. Now very basic introduction that Java was developed by James Gosling at Oracle, and it is a high level object oriented programming language, and it is a platform independent language, which means that once you write a code, it can be run on any operating system with very less efforts. So this is what up till now we have understood from the last two videos, that what high level means, what object oriented programming language means, what platform independent means. So this was all about the introduction of Java. Now going to the next part, what are the features of Java? It is platform independent, it is again object oriented, it is secure. Why is it secure? Because the data has a lot of security here. Portable. Portable means it can be carried anywhere, which means it is platform independent. Robust. It means it is super fast. Multi-threaded. It means different tasks can be executed simultaneously inside the same program in Java. Next, simple and easy, as we have understood, distributed. So these are some core features of Java which you need to keep in mind. Going to the next part, importance of Java, as I have already mentioned, that it is used in web applications, Android apps, banking systems, enterprise software. Now, at this moment, I want you to explore like how is Java used in web applications? Like, is it used in the front end or the back end, or how is it used in web applications? Again, in Android apps, how is it used? So it is your part to explore whatever is being shown here. The next is translator. Now, coming to the most important part, that what is a translator? So, as I had already told you, that if there are two people, one of them knows Hindi and the other knows Marathi, how are they going to communicate? So, they can communicate with the help of someone called as translator. That translator could be in human form, or the translator could be a chat GPT. So what does translator do? Translator do nothing, but it converts one language into another language. Like for Hindi person, he'll convert that Hindi language into like for that Marathi person, he will convert that Hindi language into Marathi language, and vice versa in case of Hindi person. So translators are nothing but they are just converting one form of information into the other form. So here, in case of software environment, so, what is a translator? A translator is a software that converts source code into machine language. Source code is what? The code which we write, the humans write in English like language. And what is a machine language? Machine language is nothing but zeros and ones, which computer understands. Now, there are two types of translators. One is a compiler and other is an interpreter. Both does the work of translation only, but the way they translate is in which they differ from each other. So compiler, it converts the whole program entirely at once and shows us the errors at the end of the compilation, due to which there is a faster execution. And this is generally used by C, C++, Java. Now when it comes to interpreter, interpreter is the one who converts the entire code, not at once, but it takes line by line. As it is going line by line, so the execution would be slower and errors are shown immediately. So example is Python. So Python uses interpreter, whereas C and C++ uses compiler. The duty of both compiler and interpreter is the same. That is, it converts source code into machine language. That's it. I hope you would have now understood what translators are. Now, coming to the next part of the video, the main and the super important concept, that is objects and classes. And as we all know that Java is an object oriented programming language, and in the previous video I have showed you that before writing any Java code we have to create something. What is that called? That is called a class. So without class and object we cannot run a Java code. Not run a Java code, but yeah, objects and classes forms the basis of Java because it is an object-oriented programming language. Now, what is a class? A class is a blueprint or template of objects. And what is an object? An object is a real instance of a class. Now, here, let me give you an example. Now, suppose you are an architect. You are given a project to build a house. Now, you won't go into the construction site and immediately start building the house. Instead, you will make something called as a template or a blueprint on which, like a piece of paper on which you will be drafting, like where should be a bedroom, where should be a car, like where should be a parking slot, where should be this, where should be that. Now, in this, what are you doing? You're creating a template instead of creating a real world house. So that is what a class in Java is. You're creating a template. Now, once your template for one house is ready, you can make crores of similar houses similar to that. So, object is nothing but that crores of houses which I have mentioned. So, now I feel that you would have understood what class and object is. A class is nothing but a blueprint using which we create the object. Now, why is object called real instance of a class? Because when a class is created in Java, class occupies no space from the memory. That is, it occupies not even a 0 byte space of memory. Whereas when you create an object for a class, an object occupies memory in the heap. I feel till now you would have understood that class occupies no memory, object occupies memory. Below we have an example of class car which consists of string color. Now, here, what does a class contain? A class consists of variables and methods. Variables, like here you can see there is a string color variable. And methods, what do a car has, like what is the function of a car? I feel the similar functions related to car would be calculating the mileage of the car, calculating the mileage of the car. So in class car, we can also add a function which is int mileage. What will this do? It will calculate the mileage of the car. So again, a class is nothing but just a combination of data members and member methods. Data members are nothing but variables. The another name for variables is data members. And member methods are nothing but functions. So whenever functions are inside the class, they are called as member methods. And whenever variables are inside the class, they are called as data members. Now, here in the below line, you can see car C is equal to new car. So this is the way in which an object is created inside the Java program. So first you write the name of the class, then you write the name of the object is equal to new, again name of the class. So I hope you understood what objects and classes are. And objects again have software objects and real world objects. In simple terms, anything which exists physically is a real world object, and anything which exists in the program is a software object. As simple as it is. Now, the next part. What are the basic terms in Java? So, basic terms in Java include JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine, which executes bytecode as I mentioned in the previous video. Java Runtime Environment, that is a runtime environment for Java. JDK is a entire development kit inside which JVM and JRE are present. Again, bytecode. Bytecode is that intermediate code which can be run on any OS. Then compiler converts source code into machine code. Again, now this is one more thing which you need to keep in mind because we'll be using it a lot. What is API? API is just an application programming interface. Now, what is Java API? You need to keep this in mind. It is a collection of pre-written classes, packages. Now, let me just tell you more about packages. Packages, in simple words, are nothing but collection of more classes. So when there is single class, it is called as a class. And when we combine many classes, we call it a package. So package is nothing but just a collection of many classes. So what does this Java API contain? It contains pre-written classes and packages, like an already written set of code which help developers for ready-made functions. Now there are different packages, which is java.util, java.lang, java.io. I hope you would search about this. We will discuss about it in the upcoming videos. So packages, or you would have understood what packages are, what classes are, what Java API means. Java API is nothing but whatever the pre-written code is there. That code would be of classes and packages. It's called as Java API, which helps developers to use them in their code. Now coming to the conclusion, this video was just the small extension to the previous video, like on the parts which I had left out. So in this, we understood that Java is platform independent. It is an object-oriented programming language. It uses JVM, JRE, JDK. It supports secure and reusable programming. Now it is widely used in modern applications. So I hope you would have understood what all these terms are. Thank you so much, everyone, for being till here. If you like the video, do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, ICSE Java Made Easy. Thank you. Thank you so much again.